Everybody, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be creating the bare bones structure for our authentication provider class. And this class is going to be responsible for providing authentication capabilities to other pages inside of our application. So this class is primarily going to be used by our login page as well as our registration page when we create it to log in a user and do other things like that. Apart from that, this class is also going to be responsible for kind of managing the state of authentication inside of our application. And it'll be a class which will be able to notify other pieces of code inside of our application to changes that are happening within it. And it'll also be able to kind of like direct the flow of our application to different pages, depending upon whatever our authentication state is. So that's why I've kind of named this class Authentication Provider, once because of the fact that it's going to provide authentication capabilities. So it's kind of a provider in that case, and also because we're going to be using this in junction or in tandem with our provider package. So we're going to be using some kind of provider logic in this as well, and that's why I've kind of named it Authentication Provider. So with that out of the way, let's get into it and let's see how we're going to begin this process. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that inside of my lib folder, I'll create a providers folder, which I've already done. And then what I'm going to do is that inside of this providers folder, I'm going to create a new file, and I'll call this authentication underscore provider dart. With this, I'm going to open the class file up and I'm going to start importing the packages that I need. So for now, I need the material package. I also require the Firebase authentication package. So it's called Firebase underscore auth. With this, I also require the getit package because we will have the need to actually interact with our navigation and database service within this class. And to get access to them, we need our getit package. And then with that, I'll also require access to services that we need. So the services that we require are our database service and then the service of navigation as well. So I'll import that too. And then finally, after this, the next thing that we're going to do is that we'll open our class up. So I'll create the class first, call it Authentication Provider, and then it'll extend a change notifier class. And what change notifier class does is if you hover over it, it's a class that can be extended or mixed in that provides a change notification API using void callback for notification. So basically what a change notifier does is that it allows other pieces of codes to actually listen to changes that happen within this class and interact to them. That's pretty much all a change notifier does. And so with that done, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to the top and I'll actually add a comment for the imports that I'm doing that are packages, just to keep the codes tidy and nice. And then once this is done, I'll define some variables. So I'll define a late final variable and I'll call this Firebase auth, and this variable will keep in reference to our Firebase authentication instance. Then I'll have another late final variable called navigation service, and this will keep a reference to our navigation service, and then late final again. And this time it'll be a database service. And then I'll call this underscore database service. The late keyword just states that we're going to provide these values not at the time that this class is initialized or instantiated, but at a later stage. And final just means that this value for this variable is going to be constant, so what it's assigned a value. Then once this is done, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to create the constructor for our class. So I'm going to say Authentication Provider, and then I'm going to open it up. And then inside of here, what I'll do is firstly, I'll take our auth variable and I'll assign Firebase auth.instance to it. So now we have an instance to our Firebase authentication. Next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to take my navigation service and I'm going to use the getit package to get access to it. So I'm going to do getit.instance and then I'm going to do get. And what do I want to get? I want to get our navigation service. And then after this, I'll add the brackets, and that's pretty much all I have to do. And then similarly, I'll do the same for our database service. So we'll do getit.instance.get. And what get basically does is that it goes and retrieves the instances of the singletons that we've registered. So in this case, it'll go and get the navigation service. And in this case, it'll go and get the database service. And then the get call actually returns that service back to us, and then we place that in this variable, database service and navigation service respectively. So now that we have this, the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to be just adding our authentication provider to our application. The way I'm going to be doing this is I'm going to be giving you a high-level overview of what provider actually does for us. So provider is just a package that kind of takes a concept known as inherited widgets inside of Flutter and kind of adds some tweaks to it and makes it easier to work with them. And what basically inherited widgets allow us to do is that they allow us to create a widget tree of a sort, and it allows widgets that are placed beneath certain widgets to go above that widget tree and find appropriate data that they might need to kind of like build themselves up. So that's basically what the concept of inherited widgets is. Since I want the authentication provider to be accessible to all of the widgets inside of our application, and our application to be re-rendered every time something happens inside of our authentication provider which necessitates a change, I am going to be wrapping our material app class inside of you could say a provider widget. So I know this sounds kind of confusing, but just in a minute you'll see how this works. So to kind of implement the authentication provider, what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to go to my main.dart file, and inside of here, I'm going to go to the build function for our main app, and I am going to firstly copy the code which is responsible for returning our material app. I'm going to copy it and remove it. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to, instead of returning what I was returning before, I'm going to return a multi-provider. And I need to import my provider package for it. So what I'll do is I'll go to the top, and after Firebase Analytics, I'll import the provider package. And then I'll come down, and here I'm going to add the multi-provider now, like this. And then the multi-provider expects a list of providers that need to be provided to it, as well as a child, which is going to be the widget that's going to be rendered. And for the child, I'll just return our material app the same we were doing before. And then now that this is done, we are going to put our authentication provider within this provider. So for that, what I'll do is that our provider is a list of single child widgets. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say that I need to create a new change notifier provider. And this change notifier provider, I'm going to define the type of it first. It's going to be of type authentication provider. So I need to import my authentication provider as well. Flutter is already doing that for me, but I'll do that myself by doing providers, and then I'll do import // providers, or not // sorry, / providers, and then authentication provider. And then I'm going to say that I'm going to have a change notifier provider of type authentication provider. And then I'm going to open up the function, and the function has a create function which gives us a build context. So I'm going to define the function here, which I'm going to say that it'll pass us a build context. And then once we have the build context, we can open up the function definition. And inside of here, what we can do is that we can return our authentication provider's new instance. So now what we're essentially doing is that we are wrapping our material app inside of a widget known as a multi-provider. And a multi-provider just allows us to have a single widget that can have many different providers, a list of providers in it, and all of these providers can be accessed by whatever child this widget has. So for example, the material app can access all of the providers within this list, as well as any of the childs that this material app has. So in essence, all of our application now at least has access to our multi-provider. And I'm doing this because of the certain fact that our authentication provider class is a very fundamental part of our application, and it kind of controls a very big chunk of the authentication logic, or almost all of the authentication logic of our application. So if something happens inside of this class, we want all of the application to know that something has happened. And that's why I've placed it at the top root level. And now that's basically our provider actually implemented. So if I do command save and I restart my app, hopefully we shouldn't get any errors, and our authentication provider should now be accessible to our application. So now that we have the authentication provider actually implemented, the next step is to actually get access to it, and we'll see how to get access to it later on. But for now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you guys in the next video, where we'll take a step back from developing our authentication provider class and actually implement another class that we require before we can actually start working with our authentication provider class. So with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks again.